So for time step though, we're going to need to use the time step that we defined before. Same as over here. Alright, so we have our distance sensor, we have our time step, and it's enabled. One thing that we're going to be using to help us out is a variable that's called count. So let me go ahead and create this variable. Let me set it to 0. And count is going to help us determine what position we should be in. Alright, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how to use the motor encoders. I don't know how to use position. So what we're going to be using is velocity to control our motors and our position. So this is not the most efficient way to write this code. I promise you there's a more efficient way to do this. I'm just showing you what I know. Alright, so let's see what else. We need to, let's go ahead and print count first. So let's see if we can print count, and let's just see if we can run our program to see if it works. So count plus plus is just going to increase the count by 1. And let's go ahead and print the count and the distance. So I'm going to go ahead and just not uncomment this line of code that's already there for us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to print both count and distance. So I'm just going to copy and paste a line of code that I have in a previous program. So in C++, this is how you would print. You're going to print the word distance, the string distance, and the actual value for that distance. Since we set it right here, it's a double variable. It's storing ds. ds is, remember, enabled based on the distance sensor. Okay, so it's going to first print out the distance value, and then it's going to print out count for us. So let me go ahead and save this. Let's go ahead and build it. Once it's built, alright, so it looks like I might have an error, but I'm going to go ahead and hit reset. Okay, so there's a time step that's not being used. It's this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just comment that out. Or you can delete it, doesn't matter. That's where that red is coming from. Alright, and the most important part here is for controller, make sure that you select the controller that we created. So I'm going to go ahead and select my Universal Robot E10 version. So now let me save my world and let me run it. It should do nothing, or I'm not sure why that's rotating. That should not be rotating. That's cool though. Alright, let me build this again. I just want to make sure this red goes away. Okay, so I don't have any red, and it's built. Save, run. I'm going to go ahead and see. So you can see count, increase, and the distance variable. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Okay, cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that Control C. I'm going to set all of my motors to a 0 velocity. Let me run this, or let me build it and then run it. I want to make sure that that is not spinning. That finger there is not spinning. and it's still spinning. Interesting. Oh, I see. Claw 3 has not been set. Alright, so let's see what happens when the soda can comes near. When the soda can is in the claw, it's about 500, 550. You can see it when it's in the claw, it's about 548. So we're going to use that to our advantage. So when the distance is about 548, that's when we're going to close our claw. So let me go ahead and write that in there. Let me go ahead and say if. I'm going to say if my val is less than 560, just a general number, and counts is less than 15. Counts right now is just some random number that's just increasing dramatically, right? And so when it's at 15, then what I want to do is I want to just straight up close my claw. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my claw is closed. So I just want to see if it'll grab my Coke can here. So the Coke can it's not going to grab it. The reason is because I have count less than 15. What you see right when the Coke can gets there, the count is about 100. Alright, let's see what happens here. I just want to see if it'll grab the Coke can. And if val is less than 540, which it is, it should be closing. I think I need to put this into an else statement. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save it, but I'm going to reload the world. I want to see if it'll bring that the Coke can closer to my arm. the Wheel of Death.